All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 005931, State versus Ricardo Javier Reyes. Can I have parties announce for the record?
Rick Vania for the state of Texas.
And are you Ricardo Javier Reyes?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You entered a plea on August 12th, 2025. There was a PSI that was completed. Any objections to the PSI, state or defense?
None from the state.
No, Judge.
And so that the record can be clear, the PSI report, the pre-sentence investigation.
Okay, quick legal pause. What's a PSI? That's a pre-sentence investigation. Basically, it's a background check on steroids. The court uses it to decide how bad, or not so bad, you really are before sentencing. No objections here, so it's full steam ahead.
According to your plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state opposes your application for deferred adjudication. They're recommending community supervision. They're taking some cases in consideration. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with the complainant. Counsel, do you wish to speak to deferred adjudication?
I do, Judge. I understand that this is probably going to be a big ask for the court to allow him to be placed back on deferred. He did have a deferred. It was for a felony. He did complete it successfully. Tells me that he can do it. But understanding having that kind of a history probably does not make the court feel very comfortable. But we would.
OOF. The judge just came in hot. That's a straight-up reality check. Toxic or not, the law doesn't care who started it. If there's a prior conviction and new charges, your past will catch up. It's not therapy. It's called...
Still requests deferred, Judge. He had, without delving into the relationship he had with Ms. Walls, it was dysfunctional and toxic. It was a two-way street. I know she has very...
Okay, so here's the thing.
Yes.
Don't shake your head up and down, because let me just tell you, I've read the police report. Whether a relationship is toxic or not, you chose to be in that relationship. There are several cases that are pending where you're accused of assaulting her, and you're here for an assault family household with a previous conviction, which means you've done it before because it's a previous conviction. I will tell you, counsel, I'm leaning towards giving him deferred and
Engagement check. Would you roll the dice for 8 years of deferred adjudication, knowing failure means up to 10 years in prison? Or would you stick with a 2-year conviction and get it over with? Let me know in the comments. This is a real choose-your-own-fate moment.
let me just tell everybody why. Because if I were to follow your plea bargain agreement, if he were just on regular probation or community supervision, if he were to not complete it successfully, the most you could get would be the minimum. But with deferred adjudication, the full range of punishment is open to the court. So the question is, do you want the full range of punishment? You know yourself better than I do, better than your attorney probably does. So if you want deferred adjudication, I will give you deferred adjudication, but you're going to be on deferred adjudication for 8 years.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And do not come to me for early termination.
State would just oppose that for the record, if I may, Your Honor. Given the number of cases he has against this particular victim, state doesn't feel like he would be an appropriate candidate for deferred, and that's why we're seeking that defendant be put on probation with a conviction.
I don't think he's an appropriate candidate for deferred either. However, the plea bargain you all have reached, if he were not to successfully complete probation, he's looking at a minimum of 2 years, which is the minimum sentence. If the court were to place him...
Translation. The court's giving him a shot, but there's zero room for error. Also, saying the victim is dead to him, that's dramatic, but also the judge's way of drawing a legal boundary. One wrong move and it's game over.
on deferred adjudication, he would not successfully complete it. He's looking at 10 years in the prison. So, Mr. Itoshi?
I mean, it appears as if Mr. Reyes still wants the deferred, understanding that the term is 8 years, that the court will not entertain an early termination. As far as trying to delve back into the relationship, that he'll never communicate with her again. We've talked about this. So she is, in all practical purposes, dead to him. So he's not going to go back and visit with her. And then the rest of it's up to him. I've told him that this court can be very, very strict when it comes to things like this. He now clearly understands that. I've told him he has to walk the line regardless of what decision the court makes, because it will not end well for him if he does not. He's aware of it.
And State, I understand your position with wanting the felony conviction,
Yes.
but there still will be an affirmative finding of family violence, so it will not go away. And this can be used for enhancement purposes. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so again, you know yourself better than I do, better than the state does. If you want, I will follow your plea bargain agreement where your underlying sentence will be 2 years. What that means is if you were unsuccessful, the most that the court will be able to sentence you to is 2 years. Or if you want, I will give you the deferred adjudication for 8 years. And if you're unsuccessful, the court could potentially sentence you up to 10 years in the prison. Which do you prefer?
I prefer deferred.
All right. Ms. Abrams, are you ready? Yeah. Court is going to sentence you to 8 years deferred adjudication.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. And let me see. I'm going to follow the recommendation of TAP, intensive outpatient treatment. Are you in any type of?
I'm in outpatient right now.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
With
Camino Real. It's in Jordanton, Texas. I've been doing that already for almost 2 months.
all right. He's to continue.
That's exactly what probation recommended him to do, yes.
All right. So he's going to continue with treatment with, you say Camino Real.
Camino Real.